everyone, Jessica Schwartz here. Happy New Year. I wanted to jump on today and talk a little bit about the end of one year and how to create goals and achievable plans for your small business and freelancing business in a new year. Just to start off, Happy New Year, everyone. I am makeup free. I am just getting over a cold. My husband and I were both sick all weekend, which sucked. And then also I am showered and wearing real pants today. And yes, I am wearing a Harry Potter t-shirt because I love Harry Potter. And we have a lot going on. As you can see, there are a lot of boxes and empty shelving behind me because we are moving. We just bought our first home and we are moving out of our rent space and into our home in the next few weeks. So we've started packing, which is just such a joy. But anyway, I know that was like a minute of rambling. So I want to talk to you about small businesses and the beginning of a new year. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I like to take, at the end of every year, I like to take some time to reflect on successes and failures and ways that I can improve from the previous year and reflect on that and then set some achievable goals for the next year. Now, I happen to like lists, so I tend to, 2019, I like to write lists of both personal and business goals in my new year. Now, I don't really think of them as resolutions just because this isn't something that I am resolving to try to do. It's not like a temporary change. It's not like losing weight or eating a little bit healthier for the new year or anything like that. It's really, for me, I like to think of it as achievable goals that I can break down into steps and have specific things that I can do during this year to move my business forward. So a great example of that is one of the goals on my list right here is that I want to create a short webinar this year. In 2018, one of my major successes was creating and launching a 12-week course called How to Write a Book in 3 Months. Now, for me, that was huge. It was a ton of research, writing, filming, recording videos, putting together the class, marketing the class, and then launching it and having my first class. It was a huge success for me personally and for my business, and I was really excited about it. And in 2019, what I'd like to do is not only run the second class of How to Write a Book in 3 Months, and hopefully third and fourth, but also I'd like to put together a short webinar because not everyone wants to commit to a 12-week class. I understand that that's a lot, and I understand that that is a big ask for a lot of people. Nor does everyone want to write a nonfiction book or in that kind of time frame. So what I want to do is put together a shorter webinar on the breaking down of the book writing process, where people who have less time or they just want the information, but they don't necessarily want to take a class or physically write the book now, I want to put that together. So I'm thinking 60 to 90 minutes. I'm putting together a little bit of a script, but right now I'm kind of just really solidifying exactly what I want the class to be about, what kind of webinar, who I would target, and really make sure that I understand my target audience so that I can successfully market the course. And that's all about breaking down. So I start with, I want to do a webinar. Okay, so now I need to break that down into what do I want my webinar to be on? How long do I want it to be? Do I want it to be more freeform? Do I want it to be live or pre-recorded? Do I want it to be scripted? Or do I want to be taking, if it is live, am I really taking questions and really making it more interactive? And then actually putting it together to record it and then market it. So identifying target audiences. Where are those people? How can I successfully market to those people? So it's all about starting with a goal that you can achieve and then breaking it down into individual steps that you can take this year to accomplish those goals. Another one of my goals is I want to put together a second volume of You Are Not Alone. I'll link it in the description below, but in March of 2018, I did self-publish a book called You Are Not Alone, which was 55 stories of men and women around the world who had contributed They had freely contributed their stories in their own words of their experiences with sexual assault, abuse, and harassment. And I put it into a book, and I put it all together, and I self-funded it and had it formatted and a cover done, and I published it and I marketed it, and I was really, really proud of it, and I still am. Now, I did get picked up. Another major success in 2018 was that I was offered a publishing contract from a traditional publisher to actually publish a second volume of that book series, You Are Not Alone, collecting these Me Too stories and putting them together in a book for a second volume. So a big goal of mine in the first quarter of 2019 is to finish collecting the Me Too stories, put them together in a book, and really make sure that I am having it professionally edited, that I'm working really closely with the publisher, that I'm not losing creative control over the book. It's something that is in our contract. I was very, very conscious of that. And things like that. So those are two major goals that I have for 2019, in addition to things like I'd like to do more editing. I'd like to work with more publishing companies as an editor, as a freelance editor and writer. And then I would also like to expand my book coaching business because it's something that I really, really love, working one-on-one with someone to truly create the book that they want to write. Most people, they have this idea, they say, I want to write a book, and then they have a general idea of, okay, I want to write a book on my life. But then it's very difficult to go from I want to write a book to where do I start? How do I start writing this book so in a way that makes sense? How do I structure it? How do I get from writing the opening sentence to actually publishing it? Like, there's a whole process, and I love working with authors and working with people one-on-one and in a group to get them there. It's just something very, very gratifying. So I do want to talk to you a little bit about failures and what we learn from them. In 2018, it was not all sunshine and roses. While there were some major successes and things that I was very, very proud of and excited about, there were other things that I tried that just didn't work out as much as I'd planned. As much as creating the 3-month book course was a success, there was a lot of failure involved. It was very different marketing a online course than it was marketing myself as an online business. It's just a whole different world. The target audience is different. The price point is different. The people I'm looking at to take the class are completely different types of clients than the people that I work with on a regular basis. So I found that I had a lot of failures and a lot of issues. I paid some people for marketing help that didn't work out. I did a lot of marketing on my own that was not really very good. It took me a long time of marketing to get the first 5 people in the class. And there were a lot of learning experiences and hurdles, but overall, the marketing was not a success. And that's something that I really want to work on. And it is something I'm learning from. Another major failure for me was in 2018, I had both my top 2 highest earning months in my entire freelance writing career of over $8,000 per month twice. And then I also had my lowest earning month in my entire freelancing career, including the very first one at only $2,500. So when you're doing this full time, that's one of the biggest cons of owning your own business and being a freelancer is it's not stable. It's not easy to have clients and have a lot of money coming in all the time. So something that I really am working on and learning from it is continuing to build my pipeline, continuing to market myself even when I'm extremely busy. There are a lot of things that I had to do towards the end of 2018, medically and personally, when it comes to us buying our first home, where because I work from home, it made sense for me to be going on the appointments and going on, dealing with the banks and finding all our paperwork and dealing with the real estate lawyers. So even though these are things that needed to be done for our family, they were things that also take away from my work. And it's a confusing balance sometimes, but it's important to find a balance. So a major goal in 2019 for me is to learn better that balance. I think in my first year of my business, I was working a ton and crazy hours, and I was just putting all of myself in it. And in 2018, I really learned how to pull back a little bit and allow myself free time and personal time and family time that was not work time, And in 2019, I'd really like to train myself not to answer emails at 11 o'clock at night on a Saturday, and maybe not to be doing work on the weekends. I'm definitely getting better about finding that balance, but I'd like to get even better than I am now. I think another failure for me personally in 2018 was that I had a period of about 2 months after I went on vacation where I was just losing clients left and right. Either a project ended and that client was now finished, or I had clients that pulled away from the business, or clients that stopped doing whatever they were doing and didn't want to complete their project and just ended up putting that on the back burner. And it was the first vacation I have taken in the over 2 years since I started my business where I didn't even take my laptop. My husband and I went to India and London in March of 2018, and it was an amazing trip. And it was the very first time that has not been a working vacation since I started my business. And I think that I blamed myself quite a bit for some clients falling off because I wasn't reachable during those times. Now, I know that logically I did the best I could. I had let all of my clients know ahead of time that I wasn't going to be around. For the ones that I was able to, I did a lot of work ahead of time so that they didn't have anything missing while I was gone. I had other clients who decided to, all right, well, for those 2 weeks, we just won't pay and you won't do any work and we'll just pick right back up when you get back. And my biggest fear was that the ones who said that would realize that they don't need me. And I think that that's a fear that any of us have. When you leave for 2 weeks and you leave your business, like, who knows? They might decide that they're okay without you, which happened. It did happen. 2 different clients were like, maybe this isn't the right way for me to be spending my money right now. I think maybe we can handle this on our own. And what can I say? It's absolutely, I don't know that I'm 100% critical to anyone's business, but I do know that I work really hard. My clients really like me, and it's something that I bring with me when I market myself. So already in 2019, we have started off with a bang. Everything hopefully is finishing up with our home, so we will be able to move in the next couple of weeks, which is a huge personal, exciting success. And business-wise, one of my clients, a tech client, an international tech client, is just wrapped up their very first Kickstarter campaign, which I wrote for them, and they raised over $1 million. So not only did they raise like 5 times their original goal, but they are extremely happy with my work and super excited to keep working with me. So I think that I'm starting off as I want to continue. I happen to be showered and wearing real pants today, so already it's a win. But I do want to just kind of talk to you guys about this kind of stuff. Like, it's not sunshine and roses. It's not always unicorns and mermaids. Working for yourself and being a freelancer is tough. It absolutely has its moments of excitement and stability and fun and ease and flow. And then it has its moments of terror and instability and things that are difficult and the hurdles that you have to jump. And I want to present a very real vision of that to you. If you're thinking of being a freelancer, just know it's awesome. It also sucks sometimes, but it's awesome. There's an amount of freedom that I've never had in a job before. I did work for 10 years in corporate America, so I'm not unfamiliar with it. I'm 32 and a half years old, and I'm absolutely living my best life. I am doing exactly what I always wished I would be doing as a writer, and yet it is not easy all the time. So that's kind of where I wanted to go, was just talk to you about thinking about successes and failures from the year before, what you learn from those, both successes and failures. And of course, I think we learn more from when we do fail than when we succeed. So it's really important to me to be looking at those moments and how I can get better, and then setting goals that are realistic, achievable goals that will move my business forward in the new year. So what are you guys thinking about doing? What goals do you have for yourself in 2019? Where do you want your business to be a year from now? Tell me in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I would love to know, what your business is and how you're working in it and what you're doing to move it forward. It is always wonderful seeing you guys. I can't believe I'm up to, I think, 20 subscribers. So really racking it up in there, and I'm very proud of that. Probably too proud. I don't think my husband even subscribes to my channel. Anyway, I am excited to be starting this year with a YouTube channel and working with you guys and talking to you guys. And I would love to hear back from you about what you would like to hear when it comes to running a business. I hope you guys have a great night and Happy New Year.